Please rise in body or spirit, and then join me in singing our opening hymn, "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple." We'll sing it through twice.
Glad that you're here today, whether you've joined us in person or online. And whoever you are and wherever you are in your spiritual journey, we're happy to have you join us. Before we begin, let's just take a moment and just bow to those around us and say good morning so that everyone here feels welcome. So Shakespeare wrote, "To thine own self be true." And Thoreau echoed his thoughts when he said, "If a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps it is because he hears a different drummer. Let him step to the music he hears, however measured or far away." We each have our own rhythm and hear our own music. And we're each on our own individual spiritual exploration. But when we meet here, we have an opportunity to make music together, to sing some hymns, to listen to each other, and to create community. Here we can open our hearts to each other, hold each other in reverence, and compassion is the tie that binds us together. Please join me in saying the words of our affirmation. Love is our doctrine, compassion is our way. Here we seek to create a joyful home for free religious exploration, build a community of caring fellowship, nurture the hopes, and serve the needs of our world.
I stand for love, I stand for peace, I stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. I stand for hope, I stand for you, I stand for love, I stand for peace, I stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. I stand for hope, there is no turning back. We burn a bridge, we bang a drum. It's time to rise, the time has come to stand for love, to stand for peace, to stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true, to stand for hope, to stand for you. If you're thinking it's not urgent, that we've got more time to kill, if I'm not the one who'll change things, then for heaven's sake, who will? So I will move, and I will climb that mountain one step at a time. I won't be swayed, I will not stop until we've made it to the top, where we will stand for love and peace. We'll stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. We'll stand for hope, we'll stand for you, for what is beautiful and true. I stand for hope, I stand for you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Each week, we light a chalice for the friends, members, and guests of this Unitarian Universalist congregation. We light a second chalice for our partner church and friends in Simonfalva, Transylvania, in Romania. And I wanted to send special good wishes to people in that church. Right now, Romania is experiencing a severe drought, and crops are dying, and water is being rationed in some of the villages. Not the one that we are affiliated with, but let's send them our good energy and wishes. We light our third chalice for the young people in our congregation and around the world. Please join me in singing the flame into life.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
Hi. I wonder if there's any young people or any children or anyone young at heart or anybody who wants to see the pictures of this incredible book a little bit closer. Come on down. Do you know what the twilight is? Have you ever heard of twilight? Twilight is that time just between when the sun goes down and it starts to get dark. They call it twilight. Sometimes we call it dusk. Well, this is about Grandfather Twilight and how he helps to bring the night. Grandfather Twilight lives among the trees. When day is done, he closes his book, combs his beard, and puts on his jacket. Then he opens a wooden chest filled with an endless string of pearls. He lifts the strand and takes one pearl from it, and then he closes the chest again. Holding the pearl in the palm of his hand, Grandfather Twilight goes for a walk. The pearl grows larger with each step he takes. The leaves begin to whisper, and the birds hush. Gently, he gives the pearl to the silence above the sea. Then Grandfather Twilight goes home again. He gets ready for bed. And he goes to sleep. And that's the end. Maybe you're old enough to stay up at night to see the twilight. It's kind of a special time. And if you listen very carefully, you might hear the birds going quiet and the trees, the leaves begin to whisper. Thank you for listening to my story. I have something important to tell you, though. Some really important news. First, you know how we like to help people around here. Well, this Sunday and next Sunday, we aren't going to have a children's program like we usually do because we're going to be helping some special people who need to have a special place to be. So instead of going back to the classrooms today and next Sunday, you get to either stay in here or you could go with a grown-up to the cozy area in Hanneman Hall. So that's a very important message for you to hear. The second important message I have is that on August 23rd, it's a Friday, there's going to be a parents' night out. Yay! So those of you with young ones who might like to come and be here, see a movie and have some fun things, and then you get to have some time for yourself. And the kids get to have some time together. So if you're interested in that, you can RSVP to dlre@uusalem.org. Okay? So maybe we could go ahead and make a love arch, but remember, don't go to the classrooms. We're going to either stay here or go with a grown-up to the cozy space. All right? Love arch, please.
Compassion. We can only live in the moment. We cannot redo the past or completely plan out the future so there are no mistakes. We can only be conscious of this moment and aware of social and spiritual responsibilities to ourselves and to one another. To be compassionately involved and not be overcome with emotion to the point of inactivity, we can also foster a sense of equanimity, a balance of being aware of how we can help and also when we need to allow things to unfold on their own. Practice compassion and self-care for yourself so that others may sense your calm well-being and practice compassion and self-care for themselves. And gratitude. Friendships, the balm of connection, trust, and unconditional love based on shared experiences and deep listening to the other. Let us pause and be grateful for the laughter, inspiration, kindness, and loyalty others have shown us through the years. And let us be grateful for the encouragement, support, and memories we have created with others. Let us be grateful for all friendships, regardless of time spent together, and let us not forget to be friends with ourselves. All friendships are precious. Let us foster compassion and gratitude in our lives.
Good morning. My name is Annie Jocelyn, and I am honored to be one of your Lifelines lay ministers. Today we have 3 joys to share. First, from Debbie Cordes Weaver, I am happy that my husband David had a successful liver surgery. From Brenna Norval, yesterday we had my mom's birthday party celebration of life at her church, the UU in Hillsborough. There were 45 people there. It was amazing meeting people who loved her as much as me. And from George Pitter, Jr., the therapy cat, is here for anyone to visit within the fellowship hall after service. I have no shared sorrows today, but we light one more candle for any joys or sorrows felt in anyone's heart that remain unspoken. Lifeline lay ministers are fellow members of UU who extend ministry to members and friends of our congregation who are experiencing loss, illness, or any type of personal or family crisis. It can be big or small. You can reach out to us by visiting the Lifelines table in Hanneman Hall after service each Sunday. We are identifiable by our stoles and the lavender badges that say Lifeline Lay Ministers under our name. And you can also contact us on the email address on the screen. You can post your joys and concerns in the book in the foyer before service every Sunday. We are taking a break from Compassionate Connections for the summer, but we will be returning and having Compassionate Connections the second Sunday of the month starting September. And right now you can 100% join us back at the table in the fellowship hall after the service. Thank you to everyone who submitted joys and sorrows today, and thank you to all of you for keeping these people in your hearts.
There is more love somewhere
Our reading today was written in the 7th century by Saint Isaac. Saint Isaac was a bishop in Syria who left his position to go live as a solitary monk in the wilderness. While there, he wrote about the spiritual life. His writings helped shape mysticism in both the Eastern and Western Christian traditions and still provide wisdom in our own times. Saint Isaac wrote, "Be at peace with your own soul. Then heaven and earth will be at peace with you. Enter eagerly into the treasure house that is within you, and you will see things that are in heaven. For there is but one single entry to them both. The ladder that leads to the kingdom is hidden within your soul. Dive into yourself and into your soul, and you will discover the stairs by which to ascend."
Thanks, Nadine. All right. So, the other night, I was chatting with my ghost, Tom, and I asked if it was time to tell his story and if he was okay with that. He just chuckled and said, "It's your story now. You can tell whatever you want to." I think enough of the main characters are no longer with us, and I can use his name. And as I technically never met him in person, and he's not a relative, I can go ahead and use his name. Besides, he's right. It is in part my story. Our story. Tom's and mine. You might be surprised I have a ghost that I talk to, but as you use, we foster the sense of interdependence in the web of existence as well as the individual quest for truth and meaning. So just go with it for the moment. Many times when you hear stories about ghosts, they are portrayed as troubled souls who walk the earth in constant turmoil between the truly living and the peaceful dead. Like the ghost of Jacob Marley in the Christmas Carol, bound in chains of cash boxes and ledger books, representing the greed and selfishness he showed when he was alive. As a ghost, he must wander the earth, wanting to help people, but unable to do so. He haunts Scrooge in hopes that Scrooge can change his own selfishness before it is too late. Sometimes our ghosts are the voices in our heads telling us how we should do better, reminding us of past faults and mistakes, and insisting that we can never become redeemed. We can never change. We must carry the chains of our failures forever. Some voices we recognize. A parent or family member from when we were a child telling us we quite aren't up to the standards that should be so obvious. Hopefully, there are encouraging ghosts as well, supporting us through hard times and celebrating with us in good. Recently, I saw a play, and the main character kept having conversations with their mother, but the mother was dead. The main character would be reminiscing and saying, "You remember when?" And the mother would say, "No, I can only remember what you remember." The main character would get frustrated when the mother would keep going on about the main character's ex, saying how perfect they were, etc. Finally, the main character would shout, "Just stop it! Stop talking about my ex. It's been 15 years. And the ghost of the mom would respond, "I can only say what you're thinking." With Tom, I gathered that the ghosts of his childhood past that taunted him was the need to be the perfect New England kid. He was probably like the perfect preppy before preppy became popular. He was trained to wear the right clothes, have the right friends, do the right sports, go to the right school, and get the right job that would earn him the right amount of money so that he could marry the right girl and have the right 2.5 kids and the right house with both a cat and a dog. As with most people who are placed in too restrictive an environment, things didn't go as planned. And he found himself in a small college way across the country from where he had grown up in Oregon, in a place called Forest Grove. At Pacific University, he stumbled into the theater department, at the time being run by my dad, and there, he started being able to break the chains that he felt constricted by. By acting, he found peace. One of the plays he did was Hamlet, where he played Hamlet, the forlorn young man who's haunted by his father's ghost. Hamlet's famous quote of, "To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them." This was Tom. He was trying to figure out who he was, who he wanted to be, and how to get there. And my parents became his surrogate parents. He spent many an hour at their house talking of life and death and the universe and everything. All the soul-searching one goes through as one seeks the undiscovered country of the future. Sometimes the undiscovered country is right in the midst of our own souls. For myself, when I think of the phrase, "to thine own self be true," two words keep coming to mind: integrity and authenticity. Sometimes this works really well, and sometimes it doesn't. Recently, there was an experience where being true to myself created a misunderstanding and hurt feelings. At work, there are items that are for patient use. In the patient kitchens, for example, where cooking groups occur. You're really only supposed to use the refrigerator for the cooking groups. Yet, when staff have a potluck and there's an empty refrigerator right there, it's easy to put the potluck food in there, as it'll be gone before any patient sees it. I admit I have a hard time with that rationale, especially when there's a staff refrigerator, but just not in as handy a location. Then, the other day I was in the kitchenette putting groceries away, and there was a knock on the door. Someone was prepping for a staff potluck and had forgotten to bring serving utensils, and could they borrow some? Well, this put me in a dilemma, because it's not like there are staff serving utensils in another room. I was pondering whether I should, 1, lie and say there aren't any serving utensils, 2, say there are and the person can borrow them, thinking I would need to get back by a certain time to clean and sanitize them and put them away, or 3, say that there are and yet they can't be borrowed for staff use. I was really having the struggle in my mind, and who knows what expressions my face was going through. Should I give them the utensils or not? What was the harm? Maybe if I stayed for the potluck or came back near the end, I could put the utensils back without anyone ever knowing. But why can't they just use their forks or something, and why aren't they better prepared? Am I supposed to save them? But why not? What's the harm? Anyway, as I was trying to figure all this out, the person kept asking, do I have any and can they use them? I finally got out, I have them, and paused. The person got frustrated and threw up their hand saying they would go ask someone else. But I could hear their voice cracking almost to tears, and then I felt really bad, and why hadn't I just immediately said they could use them? I tried following them, trying to pull them back into the conversation, explain my dilemma, and give them utensils. But it just wasn't working. They weren't stopping. I went back to the kitchenette feeling like I had failed to help someone. They soon returned to finish setting up their potluck. I explained I was sorry and how I really shouldn't be letting them borrow the utensils, even though it seemed like a minor request. I don't know if they fully understood, and you may or may not agree with the decision I made. I gather the potluck went well, and the person and I are still cordial to each other. This may seem like a small incident for me to ponder over so intently, yet that's what I do. What I realized later was that I was being true to myself and my own integrity, and that was important to me to maintain that. Sometimes being true to myself may bring frustrations to others and myself, but when I ask myself if I have done harm and I have not, then I need to relax and be okay with the result. Tom was at Pacific from 1960 to 1964. And by 1964, he was living the Polonius quote from Hamlet, "To thine own self be true." His years there allowed him to grow and blossom into a gregarious, much sought-after actor and person who was loved by everyone, acting in Portland as well as Pacific, and creating a radio show for students at Pacific. His parents were proud of him, and I would like to think had come to terms that he would not be following their money and achievement-focused lifestyle. Early April of 1964 was a rainy one. Not that that's unusual in Oregon. And he had been in Portland doing some acting. He raced home just west of Forest Grove, changed clothes, and raced back to the college to do this radio show. There's this curve in the road, you see? And as I say, it's been raining, and, well, you can imagine. One car accident, so no one was hurt, except, you know. The date was April 5th. My parents were devastated, as were his. They and their other son came out for the service. His mother apparently said at one point, "I wish I had made him brush his teeth." I wish I hadn't made him brush his teeth, sorry. Made him. How many of us insist our loved ones do something for their own good? Brushing teeth is a good thing, and I'm sure Tom actually did appreciate getting this habit down. I think perhaps she was saying something else, though, besides maintaining good oral hygiene. I wonder if she was referring to them trying to mold Tom into their perfect, ideal son, instead of just taking the time and really listening to what his desires in life were. At my dad's insistence, the theater was named the Tom Miles Theater. The tragedy of losing Tom brought the two couples closer to each other, and so 3 years later, on April 5th, my dad called them to say, "Sara is born." Tom's parents were so pleased, and that is how I came about having a ghost living with me for my life. The other day, when I was thinking about Tom and how he'd been in the back of my mind all my life, I found this poem emerging. Tom, the unrelenting ghost. They walk amongst us, yet unseen, their lives entwined upon our own. What jewels of wisdom do they entrust into our very essence? Unbeknownst to us, they do guide our path. Through stories of their lives, we do compare and judge as to our worthiness to follow or to strike out on our own. They may not stay a lifetime. A few chapters our lives may cross, and we fondly step along their footpath until one day it ends, and we stand alone at the edge. With their presence no longer forefronted our minds, we look upon our lives and ask, what next? With no one there to answer, we ask again, what next? And the freedom of springtime swirls around us, and we know the choice is ours, and ours alone. So we thank them for their journey with us, and grateful for any pearls we have gained. We know the next step is ours and ours alone. Who are these ghosts of past wisdom who walk among us, gently lighting our own path ahead? We often forget we are connected to others until they are gone. People we have known or perhaps only heard about can influence our thinking, our values, our expectations for ourselves, and sometimes we aren't fully aware of their influence until that influence is no longer there. To quote one of my favorite sources, Star Trek, "You spent all this time trying to be George Kirk. Now you're trying to figure out what it's like to be Jim." And so it was, at age 24, the same age Tom died, I suddenly felt this release of a presence. It was like a freedom I had never felt before. Like I had completed something I was supposed to do, and now I was free to explore my own life and what I wanted to do. There are things about having Tom around that I liked: a sense of safety, a sense of purpose, knowing I was walking in someone else's shoes and carrying a legacy forward. Yet the freedom was also nice. As the poem stated, they walk amongst us, yet unseen, their lives entwined upon our own. What jewels of wisdom do they entrust into our very essence? Unbeknownst to us, they do guide our path. Spiritually, I find jewels of wisdom from the world's religions. There are many similarities in their teachings, like the act of letting go, being humble, open to forever learning, being more aware of both my inner self and the outer world, being comfortable with both knowing and not knowing, sensing a connection to sentient beings and to the world itself. And as the poem ends, so we thank them for their journey with us and grateful for any pearls we have gained. We know the next step is ours and ours alone. It is ours alone, and yet we are never completely alone. Fostering a spiritual faith that includes community, such as UUCS, I know I will never be completely alone. I try to be patient and kind, try and look for the divine nobility in all, try and remember that we are all spiritual beings having a human experience, and try to live as authentically as I can, with as much integrity as I can muster. So that, to myself at least, I know I am being true, and the ghosts of those that inspire me are being honored. And so now for the meditation, I'd like to read to you one of my favorite prayers or poems, The Desiderata by Max Ehrmann. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even to the dull and the ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you will become vain or bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune. But do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy.
Each week we are invited to offer donations, and these gifts are shared between our congregation and a community organization. This month's Share the Plate recipient is Planned Parenthood Columbia Willamette, which is the largest nonprofit family planning and reproductive rights organization in Oregon and Southwest Washington. They provide reproductive and sexual health care with compassion and respect. You may also add food items to the Little Red Wagon, and these go to the Marion Polk Food Share, where half of the items that we offer go to children. So please consider sharing your bounty with those who are hungry. Baskets will be passed for those wishing to donate by cash or check, or you can donate at uusalem.org at the donate button. And you can also scan the QR code on your order of service. Thank you for your generosity.
There's no place in this world where I'll belong when I'm gone, and I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone, and you won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here, and I won't breathe the bracing air when I'm gone. I can't worry about my cares when I'm gone. I won't be asked to do my share when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't be running from the rain when I'm gone. I can't even suffer from the pain when I'm gone. I can't say who's to blame and who's to praise when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't see the golden of the sun when I'm gone. And the evenings and the mornings will be one when I'm gone. I can't be singing louder than the guns when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. All my days won't be dancing of delight when I'm gone. And the sands will be shifting from my sight when I'm gone. I can't add my name into the fight when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't be laughing at the lies when I'm gone. And I can't question how or why or when I'm gone. I can't live proud enough to die when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. Oh, there's no place in this world where I'll belong when I'm gone. And I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. And you won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. Oh, I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. Yeah, to do it while you're here.
Thank you. The board forum will be held next week after the service, and you can bring your questions and learn more about important issues facing our congregation as we embark on our transition to a new minister. And you can also meet the board members. The Connections and Chalice group, the groups are starting up again, and these are great. They're small groups, and you have an opportunity to share your experiences and insights around a variety of topics. You can also join a chalice group, a chalice circle group, and these focus on current events. I think this will be an interesting year as far as current events, and so this is a great way to get to know people and to share some of your thoughts with others. You can sign up today after church at the table with Sara. So, two quick announcements. Our church is hosting Pride movie nights every Wednesday evening through August, and they begin at 8 o'clock. All people are welcome. And also the membership team is recruiting hosts for this coming fall. And if you're not volunteering right now, this is an easy and fun way to get involved with the UU congregation. It's a great way to meet people. And so if you're interested, you can contact the team at membership@uusalem.org. And is there anybody on the membership team here? Great. Okay, so you can, do you want to stand up? Okay, so you can talk to them after. To learn more about these and other activities, check our website, and you can sign up for our weekly email and monthly newsletter. Just contact the office to get on the mailing list. So Sara will light our social justice and service candle. This week, may we offer to support to those we love, and may we practice gratitude for those who have supported us, the women and men and children and pets who were our teachers and guides and friends. We are grateful to those who support us and who give us words of encouragement when we need them. As we extinguish our chalices, we remember the message of this service: to nurture our best most authentic, most loving self.
Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing, "We're Here We Have Gathered." And you can find it in the gray hymnal, number 360, if that would be easier for you.
Today, whether you've come in person or online. As we leave today, may we be kind in our speaking and thoughtful in our actions. May we never stray from the love that binds us. You're all welcome to join us in the fellowship hall after for coffee. And right now, please join hands if you are comfortable while we recite our closing words. May faith in the Spirit of life,
Hope for the community of earth, and love for the sacred in one another be ours now and in all the days to come.
It's